Good morning, dear students. Welcome to another session of Elective Accounting 3. After a long time, I can understand. In the last session, we have discussed the method and formula of the chapter, the new unit that we have started, valuation of shares. Under that, we have discussed three methods: intrinsic value, yield value, and fair value, right? From today onwards, we are going to start with the example solving of the chapter. So the first example, I have already sent the example to our WhatsApp group. You need to write that down in your book so that it would be easier for you to understand the solution, right? Now, let us read this once again. That is also on the screen for your reference. The balance sheet of Yesha Limited is as under. The liabilities and assets are given as under. Equity shares of rupees 100 each fully paid 9 lakhs. Preference shares 3 lakhs. Reserves and surplus 90,000. Outstanding expenses 2 lakhs and bills payable 40,000. On the asset side, we have land and building, furniture, investment, debtors and cash. Other informations we have: the market value of investment is 1,08,000. The market value of land and building is 30% more and furniture is 20% more than its book value. Third, provide 10% bad debt reserve. Fourth, expected ROR means rate of return. Expected rate of return is 12%. The average profit before distribution of dividend is rupees 2,20,000 and goodwill is rupees 132,000. From the above particulars, ascertain the fair value of equity shares. Example courtesy B.S. Shah Prakashan. So, fair value ascertain karwani hai guys. It means the formula of fair value is intrinsic value plus yield value divided by 2. So in short, we need to calculate the value of share as per all the three methods, that is intrinsic value, yield value and fair value. Firstly, if you wish, you can tick the examples that we used to do in our 11th and 12th standard. The market value of investment is 1,08,000. So we can tick the investment, okay, like this. Then the market value of land and building is given and furniture is also given. So we can tick here in land and building as well as at furniture, right? So it would be easier for us. Then 10% bad debt reserve. So we also need to tick the debtors, right? Now let us move towards the example solution. So example solution number 1. I have already discussed the steps, right, and formula. So according to that, the very first one, intrinsic value, we are going to calculate. So in that, the formula of intrinsic value is net asset upon number of share. So the very first item that we need to calculate is net asset. What to be considered under net asset? The assets of which the market value is given. So we need to consider market value, right? Rule number 2, here all the investments are taken, whether they are non-trading investment or trading investment. Then the new value of goodwill has to be taken, right? તો આટલા રૂલ્સ યાદ રાખવાના છે. And at the end, the preference shares would be deducted, right? So net asset calculate કરવા માટે, see, the valuation of goodwill is directly given in the example. So firstly, we need to take that goodwill's new value, which is given 1,32,000, right? After that, let us go ahead with the adjustments. So the investment's new value is given, right? So write down starting with land and building. So land and building, the original value is 7,50,000. So here it would be 7,50,000 plus 30% of 7,50,000. So your land and building will be 9,75,000. Likewise, investment is 20% more. Investment's value is directly given. So we'll write down that 1,08,000. Furniture. So for furniture we need to consider 20% more. So the original value of furniture is 4,50,000 plus 20%. Right? So the furniture comes to 5,40,000. Clear? After that, debtors. Debtors are subject to 10% BDR. So debtors less BDR, we can write down like that. So our debtors are 1,50,000 minus 10%. So our debtors less BDR would be 1,35,000. Girls, you also can do one thing. You can write down the complete debtors over here and you can deduct the bad debt reserve amount from the liabilities. Right? So net asset માં અહીંયા total assets તમારે લખવું હોય તો લખી શકો. And other assets are taken at their book value. So only cash is left. So I am writing down the cash as well. So by adding all these things, we get the amount 11,98. Sorry, it is 19 lakhs 80,000. Yes, it is 19 lakhs 80,000. Right? After that, from this, the total liabilities has to be deducted. Right? So we have the liabilities. We have got only two liabilities, outstanding expense and bills payable. So outstanding expense is 2 lakhs and creditors, bills payable 40,000. Right? So that comes to 2,40,000. So here, after deducting 2,40,000, we get 17,40,000. After that, from the same, we need to deduct preference share capital. So our preference share capital is 3 lakhs. Okay. So my net asset is 14,40,000. Clear? Okay. See, if we can talk about the danger zone of this example, there are two danger zones. The first one, the new value of goodwill has to be taken as in net asset that we have taken 132. And danger zone number 2, don't forget to deduct preferential capital from the last amount, right? So we have cleared these two danger zones. We have included these two things, right? Now valuation of share as per intrinsic value. So intrinsic value of shares formula, net asset divided by number of shares, right? So my net asset is 14,40,000 divided by number of equity shares. See, we have specifically given 9,000 equity shares in the example. Have a look at it. Liability side, first item. So 9,000 shares. So by dividing this two, the intrinsic value of share is 160 rupees. So this is the answer of intrinsic value, right? Now next step, yield value. So method number 2, yield value, right? So the main formula of yield value is rate of dividend or percentage of dividend divided by rate of return into paid up value per share. So we have got paid up value rupees 100 in the example. We also are given rate of return, that is 12%. So what we need to find out? Percentage of dividend, right? So for the percentage of dividend, we have the formula, that is divisible profit or average adjusted profit divided by equity share capital. How to find out of average adjusted capital? That detailed note I have given it to you. Alright. So before starting with the solution of this example, you should be having all the notes related with the important points and the formula to be written down in your notebook, right? Then and then only you are able to understand the example. Fine. So if you have still not done the same, do that first and then go with this solution. Alright. So moving ahead, firstly we need to calculate average adjusted profit, right? Average adjusted profit, or we need to calculate divisible profit. So as it is the first example, difficulty level is bit low in this. So see, have a look at your question. Adjustment number maybe 5th. The average profit before distribution of dividend is 2,22,000. Dividend distribute કર્યા પહેલાનો profit, એટલે કે dividend તો distribute કરવાનું હજી બાકી જ છે. તો આ શું કહી શકાય? આપણે આને profit after tax કહી શકાય, or average profit after tax કહી શકાય. Fine, which is given in the example 2,22,000. Alright. From this only one thing has to be adjusted, one thing has to be deducted, that is nothing but preference share dividend. So look at your example, 10% preference share capital. So 3 lakhs into 10%. So that is 30,000 rupees, right? So by deducting 30,000 rupees, we can have our average adjusted profit as 1,92,000. So this is our divisible profit or average adjusted profit. Now the first one, percentage of dividend. Formula is divisible profit or average adjusted profit divided by equity share capital into 100, right? So my divisible profit or average adjusted profit is 1,92,000 divided by equity share capital 9 lakhs into 100, right? So my rate of dividend is 21.33%. alright. હવે गर्ल्स બહુ સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ સમજો. This is not a rocket science કે આપણને ખબર ના પડે. આ સિમ્પલ ફોર્મ્યુલા છે ને બહુ સિમ્પલ એનું અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડિંગ છે. કેટલી ઇક્વિટી કેપિટલ છે? 9 lakhs. ડિવિઝિબલ પ્રોફિટ કેટલો છે? 1,92,000. વોટ ડુ વી મીન બાય ડિવિઝિબલ પ્રોફિટ? એટલે કે હવે તમે આટલા પ્રોફિટમાંથી ઇક્વિટી ડિવિડન્ડ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટ કરી શકો. પૂરેપૂરું ડિવિડન્ડ આપી દો કે ન આપી દો, that is different thing, right? But if my profit on hand is 1,92,000 and if my equity capital is 9 lakh, it means I have earned 21% profit or 21% income on my equity share, right? So this is percentage of dividend. For example, I am distributing this whole profit as dividend. So it would be told, or it would be said, that my equity shareholders have received 21.33% dividend. Fine. तो बहुत सिंपल मीनिंग है, तो आटलू खाली ध्यान में राखो तो भी फॉर्म्युला एमने याद रही जाए. ऑलराइट, सो नाउ आई हैव गॉट द परसेंटेज ऑफ डिविडेंड विथ मी 21.33%. Now we can move ahead with the yield value. For finding out yield value, we have got the formula. So yield value equals to percentage of dividend upon rate of return or expected rate of return into paid up value per share. See girls, don't forget two things. Here it is into 100 because we want the answer in percentage form, and here the yield value is in rupees. So here paid up value per share has to be taken. Fine, don't take 100 over here. It may so happen that the paid value would be 100, right? Then you can take 100. Likewise in this example, paid up value per share is 100 rupees. तो ये 100 percentage ना नहीं, ये paid up value ना है, right? So the paid up value can be 100, can be 80, can be 70, can be 1000, whatever is given in the example that you have to take, right? So this 100, and here for example rate of dividend is 21.33, expected rate of return is given 12, and here it is given 100. So this 100 is paid up value and this 100 is for percentage. આ 100 છે ફોર્મ્યુલાનું જ છે, અને આ 100 શું છે તો કે આ પેડ અપ વેલ્યુ પર શેરની વાત કરે છે. સો ઇન ધીસ એક્ઝામ્પલ ધ પેડ અપ વેલ્યુ પર શેર ઇઝ 100 only, that therefore we have taken 100. In short, this 100 and this 100 are not equal. Alright, it can be 80 here, it can be 1000 here, depending on the question that you have given, right? So consider these things very well and don't forget. Second and most important thing, every time we used to write down percentage like this, but here only 21.33 and 12 is only to be written, not percentage. You don't have to even convert this percentage into decimals, right? Directly you need to write down like this because both the comparisons are there in the percentage, right? So no need to write down the percentage sign, neither you need to go with the decimals, only write down like this which is given. So my yield value comes down to 177.71 rupees, as it is a value. So yield value is 177.71 rupees, right? So my intrinsic value answer is 160 and yield value answer is 177.71. And now third is fair value. So how can I find my fair value? So formula, intrinsic value plus yield value upon 2. So my intrinsic value is 160, my yield value is 177.75 and divided by 2. So my fair value will be 168.87 rupees. So this is my fair value. You also can prepare a table like this: intrinsic, yield and fair. અહીંયા લખી શકો value અને અહીંયા લખી શકો in rupees, value or method. So intrinsic value, answer of intrinsic value is 160, answer of yield value is 177.71 and answer of fair value is 168.87. Alright, So this is your whole example. Let us do one thing. I am just visualizing this example to its fullest so that you can understand this and you can have the screenshot and write this down in your book properly. Okay, see, this is your page number 1. This is your page number 2. I think it's not visible proper. Let me review this. Page number 1, that is intrinsic value. This is page number 2, that is yield value, and this is your fair value. Alright, so you all are required to write this down in your notebook. In the next lecture, we will be solving the second example. Alright, till then, thank you all and take care.